Welcome to episode 100.
It's weird to look at a camera.
It's weird to look at a camera. We never really thought that this would happen, but Gamer Meets World episode 100.
Woo!
First time in person.
We used to see each other in person a lot more years ago for other reasons.
Is this the first time that we're seeing each other?
I've seen
I think as a
three of
group,
all three.
I think Grace has been the common glue between us. Kevin and I have not seen each other in years. So,
Yeah, we haven't seen each other in like 3
Yeah,
years.
yeah, since before the pandemic, yeah.
That's crazy.
That's so nuts. But we're here, episode 100. This is really a celebration of the podcast and everything that's happened since the beginning. We've gone through so many different changes. We've grown a small community. And, I mean, really to kick things off, this is to shout out all of you. So I have a list of the top countries and top cities of the podcast over the course of these 100 episodes.
Hear them.
It'll be cool to see, sorry just to interrupt, but because we do it every episode, it'll just be cool to see, you know, how if someone has stayed strong. I have a guess. But there are people we had that one weird time. I think there's like people from India listening for a little bit.
And then Brazil, and then we had that one person in Hawaii, I think, who's still listening. So.
Okay, so does anybody want to put, I mean, it's kind of obvious what the top 2 picks would be for top countries.
United States and Canada.
US, UK.
Oh, not Canada? Oh, I was going to say Canada.
So US, UK.
Yeah.
It's Canada's
in my
3.
brain.
So I was going to ask who you thought 3 was, but that's pretty done. So who do you think number 4 is?
Germany.
Wow, that's really good.
I remember, but it's because I did a little bit of homework to do something that may be coming up in this episode.
Yeah. Never mind. You know what? I'll just rattle them off. So, U.S., U.K., Canada, Germany, Denmark, Brazil, Netherlands, Norway, Australia, and Spain are top countries.
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. In top cities, Los Gatos, California, coming in at number 1.
Oh yeah,
and it's hundreds and hundreds of listens, even though we've only had 100 episodes.
Couldn't all be Grace.
No, it could not all be me. No,
it couldn't all be you.
Who knows, Grace? Maybe you're famous at your old high school.
Oh hell no, hell no.
Number 2, Chicago. Number 3, North Bay, Ontario. Number 4, San Jose. Number 5, North Tonawanda, New York. Washington, Virginia next, Columbus, Ohio, Toronto, Ashburn, VA, and then coming in at number 10, London, England. It's amazing.
Yay.
Amazing that we have so many listens coming out of London.
Yeah, I don't know anyone in London. I know people outside of London, but not in London.
That's crazy.
So, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
To the community.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Should we get into the episode? Oh, go ahead. No.
Let's go to London. I mean, that sounds
like
I'm up to go anywhere. I need to get out of here. So.
Dude, there was that one year I went like 3 times because I freaking love that city.
Oh, yeah. You've traveled there quite a bit.
Speaking of top countries and cities, we wanted to honor you listeners for listening to our podcast for so long. It stretches beyond the countries. We selected a couple. All right, hold on. Let me rewind a bit. We want to honor you guys. But I know that the countries that we're going to highlight today go beyond the snacks we're going to present. So please don't be offended if you're not here because it's limited on what you can buy from Amazon and what we can find in store. So just know that we love every single one of you. But yeah, to kick things off, we're going to keep it to the U.S. We have to honor our U.S. listeners and I have my little bag of goodies here.
This is a complete surprise to Kevin
they don't know anything.
Yeah.
What's more American than ranch Pringles?
And I feel like that's we have a lot of Midwest listenership where ranch is like obviously condiment of choice.
So I will try to zoom in on the camera, but ranch Pringles. But while we try this out, I wanted to ask you two about how did we feel about the transition from One More Game podcast to Gamer Meets World, which is now the official title?
It was crazy. For all the people who don't know about what was going on behind the scenes, we started our podcast. We came up with a name for our podcast, and is it awful?
Pringles.
So we started the podcast, and we came up with a name, and we were like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And the day we recorded our first episode, the reason why we chose the podcast name, we were like, no one has this. Like, One More Game podcast would be awesome. There was an existing One More Game podcast, but they hadn't released an episode in 2 years. We're like, perfect. The day we released our first episode, or recorded our first episode, was a Friday, and we planned on releasing on Monday. that same Friday, while we were recording, the first episode of a different One More Game podcast went live. Literally that day. And I was like, oh no. But I had read all the statistics, right? People fall off. They'll record like 3 or 4 podcasts and they just give up. And I was like, these people will fall off eventually. They didn't fall off. They did not fall off. And it was like, dude, this is getting wild. And they had a similar format to us. And we started introducing different segments. And then they started introducing those same segments like 15 episodes in.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude, I was on top of it. So I started to realize like, oh, they're listening. They actually know what we're doing and who we are. And they're copying our format of like,
didn't they also do top countries too at one point?
They did top countries. Yeah. They did how was your week and what are you playing? Like
I love that this is the most Kevin thing too, is to like find the beef. Like, you know, we could have just existed separately, but like,
dude, I dig. I'm an investigator for sure. So I was like, okay, these people fall off. They didn't fall off. They started to get shaky a little bit. They would like not record an episode for 3 weeks, and I would get some hope, and then they would pop back up. They went through like the main guy went through like 3 or 4 different guest hosts. Eventually, he got very candid on his podcast about like losing his job, and then
I didn't know this actually.
Wait, that happened to them too.
Yeah. Oh, no. He like lost his job and then was like going to try to become a podcaster full time, which is wild because I could see their numbers and how many listens they were getting, and I was like, what money are you getting? But anyways, it was a lot. And I was like, it's time. It's time for us to change over and transition. And what really pushed us in that direction is a 3rd podcast came out called One More Game Podcast.
Yeah.
Right. And then slowly after that, right when we made our transition, a 4th podcast came out that was One More Game Podcast. And it was about pickleball.
Oh, that makes,
pickleball
kind of
good
makes sense.
For people that...
Because it started to become...
Yeah.
A thing, and I was like, okay, there's 4 of us here. It's much too crowded. We've got to get out.
Yeah, I don't want to be associated with pickleball either.
No,
there you go.
Who does? No offense to people that play pickleball.
Yeah. So we huddled up and we made the transition, and it's been great ever since. So.
Yeah. So while we forced Kevin to eat ranch Pringles, Aaron, do you have any thoughts on the transition?
No, I mean, like, it felt really natural. I think I probably wouldn't have cared if we'd stayed One More Game Podcast amongst this other group of people that were doing it. But we talk about so much other stuff than gaming that it felt natural. And I feel like people can let us know when they listen. Are we looking at the camera? Both of you guys are looking at the camera?
No, well, it's because I'm angled this way, but I'm going to break the 4th wall. I don't think you have to.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do what feels normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it felt natural, and I think people listen not just for the gaming. There's a ton of gaming podcasts to listen to, and people who are far deeper in the industry than we are. I think people just like hearing us talk, and I like being your guys' friends, so it felt pretty natural to change. And it feels good because we could make this cool logo now, and it just feels more brandable than One More Game.
Do people know Aaron made this wonderful logo that you see at the front of our table. A super talented artist.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I mean, I've been leaning into that a lot more since losing my job. But yeah, no, I can't believe it's been 100 fucking episodes. That's so wild.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot? Well, if you want more ranch Pringles, by the way, you can have some. But I was going to read off fun facts about each country as we went through them.
No.
Fun fact about the U.S. Did you know that it's home to the best video games podcast in the world called Gamer Meets World? It's also home to the #1 Tiny Rogues YouTuber content creator, a.k.a. Yats. KB.
Thank you.
Also home to the coolest artist / college professor ever, Aaron Gonzalez.
Do I get college? There was one semester.
You were a college professor.
You did the job.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah. And then also home to Pedro Pascal's #1 fan. So, yeah. But that was the U.S. Now we're going to go up a little bit north to Canada. And for Canada, I have to do a bit of digging. We have 2 options today.
Oh, God.
Is it just maple syrup? It's just straight maple syrup.
Or ketchup potato chips?
I wish.
Ooh.
But did you know that you have to buy? So we have Dill Pickle Lays, which is a Canadian origin. I was trying to find the ketchup ones, but if you have to buy them in bulk on Amazon, and I'm not about to spend like $50 on ketchup Lays, and now only have one. So we're gonna do a little bit of bag ASMR.
Yeah, I was gonna say chip eating for a podcast is.
Oh my gosh, it smells so. Here you go. So while Aaron's trying that, and you give us a reaction.
This smells like a day at the beach.
I'm a big fan of salt and vinegar chips, so adding a little dill to that, not bad to me. Not bad at all.
I'm gonna chew right into the mic so everyone can hear me.
People like it.
You don't like it? I like it more than the Pringles.
It's very dilly.
Yeah.
Very.
Dill's a great
Do you want
flavor.
some chips? We're talking to our cameraman right now, too. Fun fact about Canada. Canada is home to more than half the world's lakes.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then also,
Thank you for the geography facts.
yeah, while you guys are also munching on the dill lays, this is also a Canadian delicacy apparently called Maynards Swedish berries. So, while we're snacking on chips and berries, Canada is home to one of our guests that have appeared on our show, aka Platonics, so shout out to you, Platonics.
Yeah.
If we had unlimited budget, no boundaries for Gamer Meets World podcast, who would you want on our show? It could be a video game character or even someone in the video games industry. Just like, who would you want to talk to? They could sit right there in that fourth side.
Man, we've had good guests on the show. Interestingly enough, like
I'll fuck these up. I can already tell.
getting Jared Petty on the show was really cool, actually.
Yeah, that was a cool episode.
I've followed Jared's career a lot, like in the gaming industry, and having the ability to, and this is like inside baseball, work with him for a very small amount of time. I actually messaged him at work, like a total like fanboy, and afterwards I was like, I'm such an idiot.
No,
But-
he would have loved it. I'm sure he loved it.
Yeah, but like getting him on the podcast was really cool. It'd probably be Greg Miller from Kinda Funny. I still kind of track them and their career path and everything that they've done. So, and I also know selfishly, like him being on our podcast would bring a lot of attention to our podcast because they'd be like, why is he appearing on this thing? So yeah, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Do you have an idea?
Yeah. Well, can they be dead? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. This is like,
think,
we have no limits, no boundaries.
Yeah, I think Iwata. Like if Satoru Iwata, who made Super Smash Brothers, and had that really great Iwata Ask segment, like just the way he talked about video games was so enlightening, and just has such like a deep knowledge of the history of them and the design aspects of it. Like just to pick his brain would be really cool.
Yeah.
But if we can do dead people, then Miyamoto. I think that's like a second best. But yeah, and I don't even like their games in particular necessarily, but just like their presence is so felt in the industry that they'd have a lot to share, I'm sure.
Didn't Iwata have the whole like when Nintendo wasn't doing well, he like sacrificed his salary?
Yeah, I think Miyamoto is even. It seems like a very Japanese thing to do, right? To be like, I'm not going to pay myself, which is the fucking CEOs here should be doing. But yeah,
Nintendo recently too.
yeah, yeah. I think they treat people well.
Yeah.
I think they have famously said some shit like, we work in video games and something that makes people happy. How can we make people happy if like the people working here aren't happy?
Bro. Damn, I wish I had a really
The mindset is
cool
Yeah, it is.
answer like you two. I really admire both of your answers because the first thing that came to mind was Kirby. Imagine having that pink cotton ball just sitting right there. No talking, just taking all of our snacks right now.
Be a great guest for this episode in particular.
I freaking love Kirby. It just makes me so happy. And I love the fact that every time new Kirby like merch comes out or a game comes out, a demo comes out, like, this community is the first one to message me on Discord saying, Kirby, more stuff. So
I'd be afraid to anger him so that he would eat me. I'd be like,
Do you
"Sir."
know
We do it anyways, I think.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to piss them off.
Yeah.
So just imagine a world where we could, like, maybe in VR in the future, we could, I don't know, maybe someone can make it happen, make my dreams come true, make Kirby our interview guest.
We shit on the metaverse so much, I think, in our podcast. And then to hear Grace be like, actually, I want to live in...
Well, for Kirby, I would, just saying. But I think everything outside of that, nah. But, okay, cool. We are... Oh, shoot. I forgot. I moved this segment up to the third one. So, as Kevin mentioned in our top countries list, the UK has been up there for every single week. So, shout out to the UK again. Fun fact about the UK. Anyone aspiring to become a cabbie... Cabbie in London must pass a very intense test, so they need to memorize every road, turn, intersection. 320 sample runs is only the beginning. It also requires memorizing 25,000 streets, lanes, roads, yards, hills within a 6-mile radius of Charing Cross, which is one of their central locations. Cabbies must also commit to memory over 20,000 individual landmarks and points of interest, from museums to theaters to clubs, pubs, cemeteries. So they need to be able to calculate any route within a 113 square mile radius from the metropolitan area. So, like, they don't use, like, GPS nav. They don't have it on their phones. Wow. You just tell them, I want to go here, then, all right, I know the fastest way. That's a test that they have to do.
Well, clearly this started before the phone era, and now that the phone era is here, they're like, we're not going to abandon
this. No, they're
this.
not.
We're going to keep this alive.
Yep.
I mean, that just tells me that, like, it's not a job, it's a career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it seems
like they take it so seriously. They really, really do. But you know what's also in the UK?
Oh, no.
While you're pulling this out, I wonder if... can't remember taking like a Lyft or an Uber in London.
I did not. I took the cab.
I feel like that would be, they would probably prohibit something like that from happening, because it's such a, not lucrative, but it's such like you have to fucking really study for this.
Mm-hmm. No, they take pride in it, and they get like a whole, is it a coin or something?
Well, there was that big thing in New York. They get taxi licenses. Mm-hmm, they call them coins, but they're like tens of thousands of dollars to acquire.
Wow. Because cabbies are super smart. And to sour the moment.
How are we eating this?
So the camera can't see it. It's Marmite, which is a controversial breakfast item in the UK, and it's also a thing. I've never seen this. This is the first time I'm trying it too. But I packed us some bread with the knife, so that we're ready to go. But while I'm preparing this,
I want B vitamins. Thanks, Marmite.
B vitamins, and I opened it to prepare for recording this episode. And once I opened it, I'm like,
oh no.
Yeah, I read the ingredients, and like in my mind, I'm trying to piece together what this is going to taste like. Like top 4 ingredients: yeast, salt, carrot, and onion juice concentrate.
Okay, well, some people... not every person in the UK likes this. Yeah. It's like a dividing...
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So, we're going to try it with bread. I know it's supposed to be toasted, and you're supposed to lightly put it on the bread.
Get shit for that.
I don't want to, like, put my fingers on the bread that you guys will eat, so go around and take your pieces of bread. But for this segment, we're going to focus on a request from one of our community members named Sarge _ in our Discord server. He took the time to write out several Welsh names that he challenged us to pronounce on this podcast. Yeah, so I'm gonna spell out 6 different names for you, and then you're gonna try to hold on. Wait,
I hate this fucking game.
Okay, we're doing too many things at once. So let's focus on the taste test first. Again, this is Marmite.
Yeah, we need reactions for the taste test.
I had just bread by itself so that I could really blend it.
Oh, why is it so thick? It looks like Nutella.
Yeah, it looks like Nutella, but it's onion.
Still going.
Dude.
It's still going.
The pull is like... Why's your hand shaking? Like, you're so scared right now?
There's Marmite heads who are like, no, you need the one where the tail ends in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, you're not having whipped Marmite?
Okay, so...
Just going for it.
Oh, wow.
How much are you supposed to put on?
Here you go, Kevin. The reaction is so bad from Grace that, like, I feel like I'm going to like this.
I can see why. I have a really strong stomach, by the way, so I think.
It tastes like if you ate a bouillon cube.
Oh, yeah.
You know the way that they smell?
No, I was going to say, I can see why you do a really thin layer.
Yeah.
Because I kind of got a chunk in there, and... Okay, so...
Never again. But I'm not repulsed. Yeah.
But it's not a pleasant taste on...
Yeah, this doesn't taste bad. It needs to be watered down. It's like a bouillon cube. It's like you're putting too much of that concentrated onion. Yeah, like you're just taking all of the funk of an onion with a tablespoon of salt and putting it into one bite. It's just too much. I need like water to dilute it or something.
Too, yeah. I think if it was... now I understand why you need the really, really thin layer.
The bread is great, though.
Yeah. Got from Trader Joe's.
Really good.
Okay. So going into the segment, we're going to kick off this...
Bad Grace is going to go home with like 90% of a tube of ranch Pringles.
I'll figure it out. I have
the dill Lays. Maybe we'll get through, and a full jar of Marmite.
Yeah. This one I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I'll find someone in my friend group that likes Marmite.
It also smells like plant fertilizer.
Yeah.
Which you probably have.
Oh
now,
yeah,
Grace.
gardening. Yeah, it does smell like that.
Maybe you can give it to your plant.
Why is it still going? Okay, cool. So the first name we're gonna try to pronounce from Wales is G-E-R.
I can write this down.
A-I-N-T.
G-E-R-A-I-N-T. Okay.
G-E-R-A-I-N-T.
I'm just
say what comes to your heart. Say
great.
What comes to your mind.
It's great. You just you lose the I and the N.
I want to just say Grant.
Oh, Grant's a good one too.
It's Grant.
Yeah. So it's 2 syllables, and I try to write this up phonetically as best as I can. I watched a couple of YouTube videos on how to pronounce it. Geraint.
Oh,
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Geraint?
Geraint.
So I thought about this too much because this actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So these names are a bit easier to pronounce than Irish. And remember that one episode where we did pronounce the English cities and we were so thrown off?
And it was just goofy. Yeah.
All right. Next one. A-L-E-D. A-L-E-D.
I'm gonna go aid.
Oh, aid's a good one.
Maybe okay. Well, you're thinking too hard. I'll give you that much.
What about just add?
Olid.
Oh,
this one's pretty standard.
That's like Spanish phonetic.
I feel like we've been conditioned to think that they're much crazier than.
Okay, but the next one's gonna throw you off. Okay. S-I-O-N-E-D.
S-I-O. Can you repeat the last one?
S-I-O-N-E-D.
I feel like that it's very close to Sinead, but it's an O instead of S-I-N-E-A-D, which is Sinead.
You're close.
Oh yeah, I mean it's very similar spelling, so it's got to be. It seems like it's the male version of Sinead, but Sinead might be a gender-neutral name. I have no idea.
I got no fucking clue.
I'm just gonna go with that. So what is it?
Do you have a guess?
I might guess.
Shawned. Also, shout out Sinead O'Connor. They blackballed you from the industry, and it was unfair. You were right the entire time. Shout out to you.
Shawned. A lot of these names have the emphasis on the first syllable usually, so keep that in mind. And then now, next one, D-A-F-Y-D-D.
D-A-F-Y-D-D?
Yeah. D-A-F-Y-D-D.
That's a name.
Yes.
David.
We're just looking at you.
David's a good one, yeah. What about Dade?
David.
Yeah, it couldn't just be
David.
David. It had to have a little spice on it. Yeah.
And then we could do 2 more. O-S-I-A-N. O-S-I-A-N.
Ocean.
You were pretty close. Ocean.
I'm gonna go. I got it.
Is that a name? Yeah, that's close enough. Is that a name as well?
These are all names.
Oh, they're all names.
They're all
okay.
names. Mm-hmm. And then the final one, G-W-E-N-L-L-I-A-N.
Jillian.
But you said what? You said G-W?
G-W-E-N.
Can you what? G-W-E-N.
Oh, sorry, I just got distracted. G-W-E-N-L-L-I-A-N.
L-L-I-A.
So in Wales, the way that you pronounce the double L is very unique, is the way to put it. So it's not what you think it is.
Oh, I'm sure. Spanish double L is Y, so.
Do you want
just
to
go? Go for it.
Oh, so, okay. Gwen Theon. There's like a lispy. I had to watch this video.
Put your Invisalign back in.
Yes. No, but they had a video on YouTube where if it's a double L, it's the th sound.
Yeah.
From double L. I don't know how that happens, but your tongue hits the front of your teeth, so like one. One Theon. So, yeah. Welsh names. Hard to pronounce.
Glad I don't live in Wales.
I can't even be mad.
Yeah, but again, Sarge, thank you so much for taking the time to write these names out for us.
Yes.
We're always happy to butcher names.
Yeah, and thank you for still listening after we do this time and time again.
Yeah. Okay, so the next country we're going to travel to is Denmark. I'm going to read the fun fact first. Legos were invented in Denmark, which I did not know.
Hooray!
The Lego company was invented in 1932 in a small town of Billund, hopefully I'm not pronouncing that incorrectly, by carpenter Ole Kirk Christensen. The name comes from leg godt, which means play well.
That's cute.
Oh.
Lego felt very American to me.
Really?
Yeah, you don't think so? Maybe like the ingenuity and the engineering in the blocks is not. Maybe, yeah. But it just feels like an American company.
I never tied it to a country in my mind.
So for Denmark, a lot of licorice kept coming up, and I think this is a brand from Denmark. So I hope it's not wrong.
Why is the packaging so spooky?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Heksehyl drops. I'm not even gonna. Okay.
Don't even tell me what it tastes like. I want to know because it's black licorice, but there's a weird color filling in the middle, and I don't even want to know what it is. I just want to try it first.
So I put this as licorice in a bag.
Excellent.
But so our next topic of discussion, speaking of playing well, let's talk about playing games, video games, and gaming sins, which has been a standing segment that we've done throughout both One More Game podcast and Gamer Meets World. So maybe you two have one in mind, but also we have wonderful community members that sent some in over the past couple of days. So give these a try, and I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on. Pull up on my phone.
I've got a new one.
I've got a new one as well.
Yeah, so you guys know I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom emulated, and emulator has cheats. No. So I got unlimited stamina, baby.
Wow.
What
the hell?
People,
I don't like licorice. I really don't.
I know what it is now.
What you do?
It's black licorice with salted caramel.
Oh. I can kind of taste that. The licorice is really overpowering.
Yeah, it's salted caramel.
I really don't like licorice, but I wanted to.
I hate black licorice, but like, for you, anything.
Okay, I'm gonna try to read it without getting sick.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna get shit for that because the stamina is such a mechanic of the game, and you use solving mazes to increase your health, but also increase your stamina. Now it's just all going to my fucking health. So.
Well, and some mazes, if you don't have enough stam to climb it, like there's supposed to be a certain amount of stam you have for
right, yeah. That actually is a thing I self-imposed on myself. If there's a wall that looks like it, I wouldn't make it with what normal stamina I have, I don't climb it. Yeah.
Does it mean that the stamina on your weapons also?
No. So stamina is just about like running away and climbing stuff.
Swimming, using your glider. You can only hold on.
Durability, I kept on durability.
Good.
I think it's not that bad.
Even if you don't have durability on, weapons still only do a certain amount of damage.
Yeah.
You could still have like a weak ass weapon and hit infinitely with it. So.
Oh no! I just realized I ate something sticking out Invisalign. So if my teeth have something in them, please tell me.
And it was black licorice.
It was black licorice. Yeah.
Oh man, Invisalign sucks, man. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna start out with thank you for sharing your gaming sin, and while you're thinking of yours, a hostile hippo says, I'm gonna call out Grace. Grace's gaming sin. She is one rank away from getting her CS:GO rank, and refuses to hate Q. That's true. I'm one game away, but I've lost. So in CS:GO, I think I discussed it. You can only win 2 games in a day before they don't count. I've lost pretty much every single one the past couple of days, and I told them I'm done. They're like, you have one more. And I don't care. I don't care. This game makes me want to punch a hole through my PC, so we're not going to do it. But Hippo's actual licorice. My gaming sin, I had a Game Boy and Game Boy Advance when I was small and loved it to death. I have vivid memories of playing Pokemon and Super Mario by streetlight on car trips. Oh, I got a Game Boy SP for my birthday, and I never realized it had a backlight. I was messing around with it after the freaking DS game went out for fun and bumped the backlight button on. To say my mind was blown is an understatement.
Life-changing.
Yeah.
That's a selling point of the SB.
Yeah, that was one of the selling points. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Hippo, I'm glad you finally realized the backlight's there. At least you got it now and not later down the road. Next one's from Hammy. I'm sometimes toxic when I play Dota. I try not to be. I try not to be.
Who isn't?
My behavior score is almost always at 10K. What does that mean? You're a Dota player. Behavior score is almost always at 10K?
Yeah, people can rate you after games about how good of a teammate you were. And once you hit a certain rating, you get put into a pool of other people who have poor ratings.
League does something...
And you only play with them for a while.
League does something
That reminds me when Fall Guys came out and people were cheating, they like silently put all of the cheaters in. They just queued them up together. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like be among your people. Yeah.
That's so funny. But yeah, his score is almost always at a 10K. The highest it can be, but I sometimes take the bait and flame back and forth with toxic players, as you should. Toxic players deserve toxicity back. If you dish it, then we can dish it back at you.
Yeah. I'm of two minds. Sometimes it's hard to stop yourself from doing that, but I feel like feeding the trolls is just going to increase. That's what they want.
It is what they want. And there are times where, like, not in Dota. I never really gave in Dota, but in Rocket League, I would give in I would just engage it all the time. I'd be like, sure, yeah, let's do it. Like, I don't remember if I talked about this on the podcast, but, you know, there are people who are super childish and play these games, and the first thing out of their mouth is, like, something homophobic, right? And I would just lean into it. Yeah. They'd be like, "Oh, you suck dick," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I do." So what? What are you gonna do about it? And they just stop.
Yeah. Because they're like, "Wait, dumb. You're not the. That's not. No, I wanted to use.
You're not
sad."
And I'm just like, "Yeah, whatever." They're like, "You like dudes," and I don't like dudes, but I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I like dudes. What? We're losing. What does that have to do with anything? Like, you just, I don't know. They're stupid."
Fucking Rocket League.
Doesn't Rocket League tilt you? Like, that's one of the games.
It does. Yes, and there's this strange phenomenon that happens. This is the second, maybe third year I've noticed it. When summer comes around, people are just way more toxic. In real life...
Well, it's because kids are out of school.
Yeah, it's because kids are playing.
That's exactly what it is, which is even more infuriating. Because it's like, kids fucking you up, and they're talking shit. And it's like, you don't have to go to school tomorrow? Like, you don't have... This is how you're spending your fucking time?
Don't you have an AP bio exam to be studying for?
I love spamming. What a save.
Yeah.
When someone misses. Like, what a save.
The thing that pisses me off the most is when the game is cordial 90% of the time, and then at the end, someone pulls away, and then they just start being toxic. Yeah. They start what is saving you, and it's like, yo, why? You should just talk shit the whole time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Been confident enough to talk shit the whole time.
I love whenever you score on the other team, and that team says, like, no problem. Yeah. Like, we'll recover. We'll come back from it. Like, no problem. Like, this guy's not that good. No problem. When that happens and I start scoring, the amount of no problems that I rain down, like, I score on them, and I'm like, no problem, no problem, no problem, no. And they're like, I'm like, yeah, it burns, doesn't it?
That's a funny thought how, like, that, when that text was probably introduced by the devs, it was meant to be, like, a neutral / reassuring, oh, no problem, like, we'll get it. But how the entire Rocket League community turned it into a toxic, and same with What a Save. Yeah. What a Save!
It works in so many ways.
Oh, man. Every time someone brings up Rocket League, I think about Rule 0 and 1 and how I've broken both of them unintentionally. Ugh.
I uninstalled that game, and I think about reinstalling it all the time, just until, like, Street Fighter and Diablo come out, and my finger hovers over the download, and I'm like, do I want to do this to myself? Do I need this in my life? And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So
it's so toxic.
It's never getting uninstalled.
Yeah. Speaking of toxic, I didn't say my gaming sin, but I'll admit it now. I'm a huge, like, hater of people who rage quit in ranked stuff when they're like, oh no, if I like Alt F4 now, I won't have the loss count against me. Oh.
Most games do, though.
Not all games. Some games are like, oh wow, really? They didn't finish the game out. Yeah. I used to rage quit when Street Fighter V first came out. I rage quit anytime I was in, like, a ranked down scenario. I was like, I'm not losing my rank. It's not happening. It's not happening. Because I would... Have you ever played a game, and when you're at a certain level, there's just this dance back and forth between you and the other people, and there's just, like, a baseline game etiquette. But then you could play the game against just, like, a dummy, and they're so random that you could lose. Yeah. They're just so, like, you're like, what is this person even... And you're so focused on figuring out what this idiot is doing that you actually lose. Anytime one of those scenarios came up, I was like, you didn't earn this. Alt F4. And I would just, like, I'm a changed man. I don't do that anymore. Especially not with Street Fighter 6. No, I'm not going to do that with Street Fighter 6. I'm much more calm and care a lot less now. But back in 2016, I was letting it fly.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't know if I ever rage quit like that. I probably did, but not to protect rank, just because I was upset. But now my mental is like, this is free practice. I'm getting to play someone that's better than me. So if I get demolished, then
if I were to play someone who's that good, I wouldn't rage quit. If I was playing against some master rank,
it's when someone
it's when someone's like not as good as me. I'm like, nah.
You both have such strong mentals. I don't. The second someone starts talking trash, I'm like, oh, you want to go? Let's go. But also, most of my games that I play are like if someone were to leave a Valorant game, then I get impacted too when they leave. It's not, and they also. So I don't understand why people leave, or they're like, we should just end the game now. Let's vote to stop the game. I'm like, you do realize even if we score one more point throughout this game, then we lose less points over and overall. They just seem to forget that. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna quit. Even if we lose 13-0, I'm gonna at least try to get one extra point. Suck it. No, we're gonna stay. Okay. But also, okay. Raul Radio. My current gaming sin is that I don't think is a sin, but it sounds bad. As a newer father, I'm thankful when it's time to put the kiddo to sleep so I can finally get to play Tears of the Kingdom.
Are you fucking kidding me? You kidding me? I rush bath times so often.
Like, scrub, sleep.
Like, oh, you want to get out of there? Yeah, okay, cool, let's go.
Yeah, it's not even a sin. That's real, dude.
Yeah, right.
I feel that.
It's not a sin.
Someone told me, and it's the 100th episode, so I think it bears saying we should be thankful for everyone that's listened. But Raul has been really cool because we came into fatherhood around a similar time. So thank you. It's been really cool to talk to you. But someone once told me when we were talking about childcare and getting like a nanny maybe one day a week or something like that, they were like, it is going to be your favorite day of the week. And you think like that sounds fucked up, like that sounds bad, like you don't want to spend time with your kid, but everyone needs a break. And when your kid comes back home at the end of the day, you were so excited to see them. You're just like, so it makes you a better parent because you got the time away that you needed. Mm-hmm. So it's not a sin certainly to want to rush to put them to bed.
It's a double win. You get a little bit of free time and then you miss them.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, that's a really good way to think about it. But Raul, thank you for your gaming sin. It's not a gaming sin. Lior Hall. All right, here's my gaming sin. Years ago, I bought the Switch just to play Breath of the Wild. I'd never played Zelda game prior, but was having a blast. I didn't look anything up, just played and explored. My wife would get bored because I never fast travel, and so after a time, rarely watch me play, which mainly consisted of me riding my horse or climbing and gliding everywhere, picking up seeds wherever I found them, and occasionally running a side quest. I had fun trying different ingredients over the fire. Really only two things irritated me about the game. Weapon durability.
Facts.
And the minuscule inventory space that I had, but that was by far outweighed by the fun I was having in the game. And the day came for me to confront the big bad, Mr. Ganon himself. I was on my way to the castle and stopped to check my inventory. My wife was in the room, happened to look up at the TV and asked, "What are those Korok seeds for?" Since I had so many, I shrugged and explained that I figured they were for an achievement, maybe unlocked a secret. I was planning on looking it up after I finished the storyline, and she didn't wait, though. She looked it up right then and told me I could turn them in to increase my inventory space. I cried harder that day than she did any of the 5 times she watched Titanic.
That's pain.
That's my gaming sin. Love the show. Here's to another 100 episodes.
So I don't know what Korok seeds do in Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't figured out how to, so I just learned something, which is great.
There you
Should
go.
be the exact same
thing.
thing.
I'm imagining it's the same exact thing. So
that's so funny.
But the thing I love about these games is that they don't fucking tell you anything.
I love that.
It feels very Souls-like that they don't. Yeah, you're just like left to figure out the mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
Especially from Nintendo, where you're like, you make games for kids. How do you expect children to figure this out? And they do, though. I think like there's ingenuity in the design of it, but yeah.
I felt that way when I played Breath of the Wild and you leave the tutorial area, you like jump off the island and it's just kind of open. And I went and I'm like, okay, I got, 3 hearts or whatever it was at the time. And I go and find an enemy and he just like one-shots me. I was like,
guess I'm not supposed to be there.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Like, isn't this a game for kids? Like, I'm an adult and I'm okay with this. Like, I come from NES, Super Nintendo era. I remember dying a million times in a game. And I hear all these stories about new games being like so easy and so soft and a million continues. And, oh, I noticed you died a lot. Do you want to turn the difficulty down? And then that happened. And I was like, oh, they're like back. They're back to what they used to be. Like, you could just get killed at any time. And like, I love that. I love not knowing and figuring it out on my own. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, that is so unfortunate, though. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Lior. Okay. Two more quick ones because I want to give a shout out to all the people that took the time to write their gaming sins out. My gaming sin was purposely restricting the FPS on one part of Mega Man X5 and one part in Mega Man 0 to like 5 frames per second because the game speed is tied to frame rate so I could properly get certain achievements. It was like playing as if I was in the Matrix. I 100% those games, but I had to choose for it.
That is a new level of care. Frame
so
rate
funny.
Adjustment is crazy.
That 5 frames per second, though? It's not like unplayable. It's like watching a picture book.
Yeah.
How do you do it? That's impressive, actually. Yeah. All right, final one. Motto Bear. Here's my gaming sin. I play Nintendo games, but I am not a Nintendo customer. I'm a dirty pirate when it comes to Nintendo.
Oh.
Please hold all judgment until you hear my story. So after I separated from the military, he was in the Navy, and went back to school using my GI Bill. I decided to be a full-time unemployed student, massive mistake in hindsight. Anyway, I was living on a fixed income while in school. Whenever I had some expense come up, medical, car repair, etc., I would sell off some video games and consoles and rebuy them back later. On the Wii U and 3DS, it was all digital, so I wouldn't have to rebuy Nintendo games whenever I replaced them since the prices never go down. One time after I had to do this, I found out that my digital licenses wouldn't transfer. Okay, so I called Nintendo support and explained my situation. They got back to me and said that I had exceeded the number of transfer that I'm allowed, and I am now locked out of my digital library for 3 years. What?
Damn.
Yes, really. 3 years as per their policy. Fuck that. I was so pissed that I requested my account be closed instead, which they did, and swore off Nintendo. Nowadays, I still play Nintendo's games, but it's still on PC via emulation.
I'm not even mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a hard. I mean, we've talked a lot about how increasingly anti-consumer these companies are becoming, and like this is a symptom of that problem. Yeah, people should get paid for the work that they do, but like Nintendo's a huge corporation; they're not missing this dollars. But the way that they do like DMCA takedowns for people's videos of shit and just like they're wilding out.
You see that happen to Alana Pierce?
No.
Alana Pierce got banned from Twitch because the latest Tears of the Kingdom trailer that came out before launch, she played it on her Twitch channel and did like a live reaction, and Nintendo like flagged it and had her banned.
Yeah.
What?
They flagged it as like leaked footage, and she was like, "It's your trailer from your official YouTube account."
And it was live?
No, yeah, she just like, "Oh, there's a new Zelda trailer out. Let me go to like youtube.com/Nintendo and hit play on it," and watched it while streaming live, and they just like nuked her.
What? Well, sorry, Alana Pierce. That sucks. But thank you, everyone, for sharing your gaming sins.
Yeah.
Please continue to share them in our Discord server. We love getting a laugh out of reading them. But on to Germany. We're going to go to Germany, and let's see. What's our fun fact? In Germany, many surnames were historically based on people's professions. So Becker is the German word for baker. Schmidt is the German word for smith, as in blacksmith, and so on. The name Müller is the most common surname in the country. It's the German word for miller, and more than 900,000 people have it. So one thing that we like talking about on our show on a weekly basis is watching TV shows, movies. What are we watching right now? So I think we'll get to the question if we have time, but I wanted to play a game with you both that I saw on TikTok, but
like
it'll test our knowledge of, hold on. I forgot about our snack.
My son has a little bike that doesn't have wheels, and when he rides in on it, it always looks like the dude it looks like Jigsaw.
Yeah.
So our German candy, while we prepare for this game, is the Hermann, the German imported German candy Bavarian fruit assortment. I think
Hermann the German. Original.
Yeah, so
They look almost like warheads.
Yeah, it was sour.
I don't know if they're sweet, they're sour, what they are, but I'm gonna take a purple one here. The game is, we're gonna go around the table, and you're gonna start off with a movie. Maybe it's your favorite movie. Actually, let's combine it. Let's start it with your favorite movie. The next person over has to name an actor or actress in that movie, and then the next person has to name a movie that the actress or actor that I named is in.
That's crazy. All right.
All right, you want to try?
I'm gonna be the worst at this, so.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a fruit behind you.
Thank you, Herman.
All right.
Wait, I'm not gonna pull it out of my mouth, but I thought I got a purple one, but it tastes like lemon.
Elderberry extract.
Oh. Elderberry is so good for you if you're getting sick, by the way. Life pro tip. But the reason why you both heard an egg timer before we started recording. We have
a timer for this?
Yeah, we're just going to play a couple rounds, see how it goes. We're going to do a minute, and whoever, it's like hot potato. Pass the phone around. When the egg hatches and you have it, we'll think of a punishment. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Eat more black licorice.
Yeah.
Okay.
More Marmite.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, no. Oh, please. So 1 minute. I can start. I'll name my favorite movie. Okay. Arrival. The little alien movie.
Was that Jessica Chastain? No, Amy Adams?
Mm-hmm.
Amy Adams. So I pause it?
No.
Or keep it going?
Keep it going.
Amy Adams. She was in Wedding Crashers.
Oh, wait. Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson was in The Internship?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vince Vaughn.
I was going to say Wedding Crashers. What is...
Crashers, yeah.
He was in, I don't know if you're going to... The Breakup. It's a rom-com.
Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. What's the one about...
Don't ask me.
It's like Bad Moms or some shit, or Bad... It's like a recent movie. Bad Boss?
Is that a movie? You're making things up now, Aaron.
No, well, Friends. Fine, I'll say Friends.
Okay, well, we can do... Okay,
It's a TV or movies, right?
Courtney Hawks. No! We've hatched a dog. Alright, that's hard.
That was hard.
Sorry.
Horrible Bosses.
Yeah,
is what you're
Horrible
thinking,
Bosses.
Yeah. I didn't want to give it to you. Like Bad Moms, Bad Bosses.
So yeah, Arrival's my favorite movie, by the way. Love it. I watched it like 4 times. Yeah, so name your favorite TV show or movie.
I hope you've seen this movie because you probably have, and the actor that you can pull from in this is like so. I watch a lot of movies. This is gonna be hard.
Maybe challenge him. Maybe he'll know.
You ready? It's gonna be intense.
Yeah. The real question is everyone ready?
Schindler's List.
Oh fuck! I have no idea.
Oh come on!
I honestly have no.
He wasn't taken.
You want to go the other way then?
Oh yeah, sure. Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson was in.
He played Oscar Schindler. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, you just said Taken.
Yeah. I don't.
Sure, I'm gonna go with fucking Taken because this game is gonna.
Who else is in Taken?
I don't know actually. I don't know.
Liam Neeson, was he? No.
Oh wait,
I'm getting him confused with Daniel Craig.
He does voices for a lot of movies.
Hmm.
The only reason why I know is because I literally watched this last night. Rawr.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, that could be anything.
2 brothers, 2 sisters go through a closet. They're in a wonderful world where they meet the goat dude.
Chronicles of Narnia?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Who else is in that movie?
Oh, come on. The Scottish dude. That plays the goat. The fawn. Or whatever their name.
The Scottish dude who plays the
fawn. What's his name? He was the Mr. Tumnus. We hatched a cat.
Wait, cat. Oh, great.
Yeah, so Liam Neeson was the lion. He was Aslan's voice. But what is the Scottish dude's name?
See, and you expected me to know this. You don't know his name.
No, okay, hold on. Scottish dude in Narnia.
Scottish dude, not Scottish.
What's his? Is he Scottish? Is he Irish? Damn it, I can look it up. But
you should start off. You should start off now.
Or no, you can pass to whoever you want.
My Schindler's List. I thought you were gonna say Ralph Fiennes is the villain. He's Voldemort.
Oh, yeah.
And then it like opens up Harry Potter.
James McAvoy.
Oh, McAvoy.
He was the fawn. And he's Scottish.
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood is Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know any other movies that Daniel Day-Lewis.
What?
Oh, come on.
I don't.
I even have one.
I got one off the top of my head.
But I don't know if you're going to get anyone else in it.
Okay, we'll try him. Sure.
Lincoln.
What the fuck?
Right? That was,
He was.
Do this one instead. Gangs of New York.
I've never seen that movie.
There's a huge Titanic-sized actor in Gangs
Will
of New York.
Smith?
Titanic-sized actor in Gangs of New York.
Kate Winslet?
Titanic-sized actor Leonardo DiCaprio. Thank you. Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh my god.
shit. I don't know who else was in Wolf of Wall Street.
There's a super bad actor in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah, Jonah Hill.
There you go.
Oh, what's the movie with the undercover cops? Channing Tatum.
21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street, and I just said the name of the person.
And yes, Channing Tatum.
Magic Mike.
I like how I said Titanic-sized actor. You said Will Smith. Like, what?
No, wait. I thought he was in. Was he not in Gangs? There was another movie he was
No,
in.
you're thinking of
Wild Wild West.
Yeah. What's the other one? No, that wasn't him. What was that movie? I think Jackie Chan was in Shanghai Nights. Owen Wilson was in that, wasn't he?
Owen Wilson was in Shanghai Nights.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Shanghai Noon.
Shanghai Noon.
Shanghai Noon. Yeah.
And both. He was in both.
Or they this one.
Okay. I'm just taking time.
That was crazy.
Okay. Well,
that went a little bit better than I thought was gonna go.
Do we want to? Actually, let's involve our cameraman. Do you have your favorite movie that we can do a round of, and then we can call it an end for this Germany segment?
Well, how about House of 1,000 Corpses?
House of 1,000 Corpses. Do you want to start?
I don't know who's in it, but
the cameraman said House of 1,000 Corpses.
Rob Zombie was like a director or something, or producer on it. Yeah.
I don't know any film related to Rob
Zombie
other than that one, actually.
Play with yourself until we know one.
But it's got to be other horror movies.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie.
What did he do? The other. There was like he did Halloween. He did a remake of Halloween.
I don't know who else did Halloween.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh shoot! Freaky Friday.
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Mean Girls.
What's her name? Rachel McAdams.
The Notebook.
Ryan Gosling.
Barbie.
Margot Robbie.
Suicide Squad.
Oh shoot! Who's in Suicide Squad? No! Oh my god! Suicide Squad.
A million actors.
You just
Isn't
used
Jared
one.
Leto in Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Dune.
Timothy Chalamet.
Pretty Woman. Little Woman? Pretty Woman? Little Woman.
Little Women. That was great. Thank you.
That was so good. Thank you.
Very nice.
All right. So thanks, Germany, for Hermann the German Bavarian fruit assortments and for giving us a fun little game to play. And then finally, our last stop. Peru has come up on our list a couple times when we've shouted out the top countries. And the fun fact about Peru is the Incan Empire was larger than Imperial Rome at its peak. It included 24,855 miles of roads and relied on a network of runners to keep the kingdom connected. So speaking of like community connected people, I wanted to round out this 100th episode of just kind of a little bit more reminiscing on what's to come for GMW, how we've been feeling for the last 100 episodes, and just any final words that we want to say to our community.
Just thank you. I mean, seriously, thank you for listening. I can't believe that people actually sit down and listen to us for like an hour a week. I can barely stand to listen to myself. So, it's wild. And also thank you for, like, I feel like I just play video games more again because I want to have something to talk about. Maybe, I don't know if that's it, but like my interest in video gaming has kind of been rekindled. And I think, it's through doing this. So shout outs to everyone.
Yeah, I think I'm going to piggyback off of you because I was a person that was so set in my ways for gaming. Like, I would only play Battlefield. I would only play Call of Duty. I would only play Kirby games, just as an example. But then, like, hearing you guys talk about, like, Zelda and fighting games, and I think my mind immediately goes to Jedi Survivor because I would have never played a game like Jedi Survivor until I heard you guys talk about like roguelike games and Soulsborne games and just going out of your comfort zone. So Jedi Survivor, really outside my comfort zone, and I actually beat it on normal mode, not story level of easy. So
and it wasn't easy. The last fight, I know we talked about the game and I complained about how easy it was. As you play the game, it gets a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder.
So definitely thank you to you both for bringing your gaming knowledge to the podcast each week, and thank you to the listeners because I'm still baffled that we have more than one listener.
Yeah.
Me. And people engaging with us on a regular basis on the Discord server, which, by the way, you should join up. It's absolutely free to join. It's amazing. And the fact that, again, like you said, people take time out of their day to listen to us when they go to work, when they're taking a break from their kids or whatnot. So it's just amazing. So thank you, listeners.
Yeah, all of the listeners being involved more than just like listening, giving us actual feedback and being a part of the community, like inspires me to do other things. It inspired me to start my YouTube channel and stuff like that, because it was like, why not? I'm going to be playing games anyway. Might as well do this. Might as well upload some of it. And with the podcast, it was like, we might as well give this a shot. Oh, it's successful. Like, cool. I didn't think it would be anything, and it's become so much more than I could have imagined. We started around this time in 2021.
We did.
Yeah.
We're 104 would be our 2-year mark, right?
Oh, that's right. That means also that we've only taken a few weeks off here.
Holiday time.
Because we usually take off 2 weeks for the holidays.
Yeah.
And so, wow, we are really coming up on our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I mean, I won't give too many details away, but I only remember this because of one of our passwords being June 2021.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
So, like...
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the password's not June 2021, so don't try, but like, it's a part anyway, yeah. But... Yeah, it's a constant reminder.
And I saw the VOD when we did our Twitch stream. For those that missed it, I can upload the VOD to our... You will probably be watching this on our YouTube channel, because we need one to upload this footage. But, any last words?
No, I just had this thought, though, that I remember when we first started, we recorded a backup episode. We had, like, every intention to, like...
freaking right.
Yeah.
I think in Kevin, Kevin, when you do your YouTube channel, I know that you stack videos so that you have something to release every, on your regular schedule. And I think that was the same approach that we wanted to take originally. Like, let's make sure that we have something, in the can so that, like, if we need it, we can use it. But we've never released it. And I wonder what it would sound like now, like 2 years after the fact. I remember being...
I don't even know if I have it anymore. I gotta look in the folder that I keep our episodes in. Like,
I remember, being like, what the fuck are we doing? I've never... why would anyone want to listen to what I'm talking about?
I remember messaging both of them about the podcast idea, and they're both like, I don't know. You especially. You were like, and I was like, you have a community already and stream on Twitch and like do all these things already. Like, you already do this. And you have a camera on when you do it. Like, I'm not asking for any of that.
Because I've never done like a podcast. I've never had just audio. And visual is a lot easier, I feel like, in doing things. But audio, you have to make sure that you're engaging the... Yeah, anyway. I'm glad you made me do it.
Thank you. Well, I didn't put a gun to your head or anything.
I'm glad you made me do it.
No, but I wanted to do it. And Kevin pushed us. So, thanks.
One of those circumstances where it all worked out. We all had a common... goal at the time, and we're working toward that goal, and I was like, this would be a good group for something like that for a podcast. So I'm glad that it's still going.
Yeah. Well, thank you both for participating in reminiscing of our GMW/OMG time. Thank you for the Marmite UK and the many snacks spanning all over the world.
Yes.
Please, we'll do our social shout-outs. If you want to give us a follow, you can do that on Twitter at GMW_podcast. We also have our Discord server that you can follow along with the community, have our daily conversations. It is absolutely free to join. That is linked at the top of our Twitter timeline. Please follow It's KB on YouTube. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Let's get him to 200 subscribers.
Thank you.
Then Aaron, follow his art.
Sure. Yeah. No, I've never linked my art to the Discord. I have this hard candy in my mouth.
Try yourself this small.
But maybe I'll do it on the anniversary of our 100. I don't know. I keep things separate. Keep my life separate.
No, that's fine.
Be interesting,
Give your support to Aaron in Discord server, just for being Aaron.
Reach out to him on Discord if you'd like more information.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Most importantly, thank you to Grace for putting all of this together.
For real.
This was her idea. Booking all of this, the snacks, the trip around the world via the snacks, the questions, all of that, it was all Grace's idea. So thank you, Grace.
Yeah.
Did a wonderful job.
You're welcome.
This would not happen without Grace.
Week after week, too, not just
after
week.
Yeah. She is a great producer for our podcast. Producing duties have mostly landed on her somehow, some way. I need to be better about that, but Grace has done a wonderful job. So, yeah. That, I believe, concludes episode 100 of Gamer Meets World podcast. 3 digits. That is nuts. And we're only going up from here. So we appreciate all of you for being a part of this journey, and we're still on it. So new episodes every Monday. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Peace.